welcome to my YouTube channel, Sagittarius. So, yeah, so anyway, this is for October 2021. So this is, like I say, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. This is for you. I'm going to take that top one because there's something wrong with that one and being drawn to do that. So that's what I do. If I feel drawn to do, to pick something out, well, then that's where we'll go. Not always does it fall out, but for me, when I'm shuffling away there, and that one can come out as two because I want to go back in. So there we go. So there's a little bit of mumbling going on there and bumbling. It's like, I don't know what's going on with some of you. It's like humming and harring and that sort of stuff. And I'm just finding myself not really like looking up and looking, and mumbling away there. It felt like it to me anyway. So for some of you, there may be a little bit of that going on. It's like mumbling and jumbling around about like, to just, see, there you go. and indecisiveness, but I don't, it's kind of like, where they get me that, there is, it's indecisiveness about what to do, where to go now, and blah blah blah. But it's kind of, it's more, with what is going on here, and because I'm in New Zealand, by the way, and some of you will obviously know that, but for those of you who don't, yeah. So at the moment, like today is the 30th of October that I'm recording. September. Then I'm recording this. So and there's a lot of half the country's down in level 2 and the other half is in level 3, or part is in level 3. So yeah, there's a little bit of stuff going on there, but there's a sense of uncertainty. Some of you it will be to do with that, and others of you it will be to do with what you think about that, and some of you will be to do with about just is not is like work and things like that, career, business, along those sorts of lines, and family and all that sort of thing. So about, because there may be distance where some of you are in one part of the country or one part of the world and not together. So there's a bit of there is a few things going on there that they've picked up on with me. So and I've picked on with them, or rather, gosh. So there's a lot of, anyway, I'm kind of like, hang on a minute, let's just ground. So, and this is where it is, let's just ground, let's just come back to earth and not floaty out there, which is sometimes we can do that, and that's okay. So really ground yourself, and come back. And some of you, if you're near water, then maybe, utilize that water and go for, well, maybe not a swim right now, but when it's warm enough, or just even dip your toes in the water, or just splash a bit of water and doing like a blessing or something to clear some of this energy. And a blessing, when I'm saying that, is, just a clearing or a cleansing of some energy with with an intention setting and moving and shifting that, or an incantation, or or a karakia, or whatever it is, a prayer that goes with it, whatever your prayer is for you. It's and it doesn't need to be really long and elaborate, but whatever it is that comes to you, that is that is loving, and that is the word I'm hearing is purposeful, but it's just like, whatever it is, whatever sort of something that is really, that was going to lift and actually lift your spirits and lift your soul, that sort of thing, and bring in joy and just so you can release whatever it is that's kind of like attached to you, in some way, like emotions and things like that you may have bought into. And maybe that some of you is like, it's like just going out and enjoying yourself with friends and family, and maybe having like a dinner, going for dinner or lunch or a coffee or whatever, or going for a bushwalk or something. So this has come up before in another read as well, actually. So the first card out here, I'm using the unicorn deck here. It's quite an old deck that I've had for many years. And it's just come out because it's like about creating magic, even though everything is whatever's going on, and with you in this world, it's bringing, it's creating, keep on creating the magic within your life, okay? So happy thoughts. To feel happier right now, think about a memory or something else that makes you smile. So this is where they're going with this card. So happy thoughts. So it's bringing in, switching the mindset with certain things. So that maybe for some of you that you are working on with yourself at the moment. So definitely switching the mindset. Okay, I'm just talking about spreading this deck out. Okay, so I don't often do this, so I just want to do another spread and go that way for some reason. So, okay, so we're going to take this one. Okay, so that is the Queen of Cups coming through here under the happy thoughts. So this is about you being, getting in touch with your emotions and calming yourself the fuck down, basically, and just having some fun and seeing, and just finding some balance in there as well with whatever is going on with you. Grounding, I feel like, is a big part of it. With that one with the cups, but and really, and when getting in touch, because she's the Queen of Cups here, is like she's in this calm sort of space. She's looking out, she's looking out there. She's content. She's she's just like, what am I seeing in this? Is she's looking, she's in calm and in control of her emotions, basically, where that's going. But I feel like there's relationships. I'm like really drawn to these two little white dogs that are at the bottom there. So there's companionships there. She's kind of like moved through some, where is it, like, where are they going here? Moving through, okay, and seeing things in a different frame of mind, basically, and not letting the emotions get in the way is where they're going with that one. So, she's is moving towards that space, drawing in her that sort of ability and that capability with yourself to become more, and working towards being more in control or in that calm space, and not wearing, not having things upset you so much, and then it doesn't need to, basically. So they're talking about like shifting that energy with happy thoughts and doing things, feeling things that lift, doing things that lift you and and make you feel better. And so it could be like physical exercise or movement in some way that gets your blood rushing and moving in your body, and then and starts in your endorphins and moving around and all that sort of thing, which is in shifting the mindset as well, and getting some fresh air in some way or form. But movement is really awesome, is really good, and it will help shift that. Getting outside in the fresh air every now and then is like also really good as well. So whether your movement is indoors or outdoors, obviously some areas of the world you may not be able to go outdoors and like you normally would do, but whatever. So it's moving some, whatever it is, and it's like doing something anyway. Curiosity here, start a project related to something you're curious about. I feel like that's kind of like, I'm passionate about doing this. So about with the first card here. So it's like shifting your mindset and shifting your attention, distracting yourself with something like positively that's going to move you out of that mind frame, whatever is going in there. So some of you may be in this, in a space of, feeling a little bit down and out, or, emotionally. But I feel like for others of you, it may be that you're moving out of that and being more in control, or being more knowing now and understanding what sets you off, what doesn't, and working on yourself so it doesn't, upset. So moving through that so it doesn't upset you. But the justice here is talking about finding balance. And I feel like this is what they're talking about, is like doing something would help you find a balance in your life, and doing, and like whether it's be learning, some of you is maybe even learning, going back to uni, or going back to studying something, not necessarily uni, maybe online, or maybe, what do you call it, blah, 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 what's that word? Or online, geez, I've lost the word. Anyway, where you don't have to actually go in, that word, that along that lines, it'll come to me. But we can do it from home study, but finding the some balance. Others of you may have, there may have been something that's been upsetting you, where where there has been an imbalance, but basically what they're talking about here is like distracting yourself by doing things, that will help you, shift your mindset or shift your frame of mind and what you're thinking about. But and then that justice, is justice will be, what goes around comes around basically, and justice will be prevailed. Now, for some of you, there are things that are happening in the background that may be court related, that may be related to some sort of what do they call it, something that you've been trying to like sort out and find balance or justice with along the way there, and it may be to do not necessarily with court, but there may be a what they're calling about discrepancy is the word that I'm hearing, but it's not the word that I'm thinking of. But anyway, discrepancy, that's the one that wants to come out of my mouth. But also I'll just go with that. So anyway, there's something that's going on in there. So, but something is weighing is finding a way. This will help by finding a way to get that balance right. So best friends here is the next card that comes out. So true friends stick together no matter what. So I feel like there are some of you have got some best friends there. So bringing them in and, allowing them to let them help you. The High Priestess is underneath there. So there's something about, using your intuition. And sometimes, these, when we, intuitively, I feel like there is, we know things that we just, and sometimes we're not able to like talk things through. And so with these friends here people that and all trust, whether they be sometimes friends are our family, and not necessarily, direct family, it may be other members of the family. But there's something about with the High Priestess there, she's talking about, being more in touch with her intuition. So, and often our best friend, this is about going with yourself, talking, being in tune with yourself, basically. And becoming your best friend in the sense that knowing who you are, studying yourself, being mindful about what's going on around you, and how, and honoring yourself and how that actually does roll with you or not. There's something about that in there that may be coming, that will probably come up this month or next month. Laughter. So they're going back to this, something about shift. This is about like shifting your energy and bringing more fun and joy. You need a good laugh, they're talking about here. So, find people, or well, not find them, but find them, yeah. And hone in on those people who are going to lift your energy rather than deplete your energy. I feel that's where this is kind of like there's this uncertainty about, and there may be a sense of holding off, and it's like I'm not going to see this person because of that, or blah 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 blah. And there may be people that you are walking or wanting to move away that do have quite a negative energy, or a lower density energy. It's not about judging them or anything. It's just like, it's, when we're, no point being around people that are going to help you to drop your energy, because we could do that all on our own sometimes. So you're looking to be like shifting the energy and moving with people who will lift your energy as well, and bring out that part of you. So needing a good laugh here. The Queen of Wands here was like, she's talking about like, working your magic there, and doing things and creating things and walking, basically working your magic, and being taking action to going out and doing things with people and having fun. So some of you may have been a little bit hermitish with everything going on. So now, and as and you may be feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or you may be feeling a little bit uncertain. And I feel like that's kind of where it's going. With what was happening and before, it's like there's a lot of heady stuff getting in the way. So not letting your emotions get in the way and creating, that may be creating making you feel a little bit anxious. So this has been being in control, but making decisions, communicating as well with even though this is the Queen of Cups that's here, I'm feeling a Queen of Swords energy coming in there. So there could actually be, for some of you, a Queen of Cups energy, a female energy, maybe an older male female energy that is maybe quite emotional that's around you, or can be the one that stirs up the emotions and within you. But then we have the Queen of Wands here, which is something, there's two queen energies, so there's some female energy there. It's like, moving on. Even this justice of, the justice here is a female energy in this deck. So it's like, there's something about, finding that balance basically within, the cups and intuitively, but also the wands with that taking action as well, and making, creating things and making things happen, like, and, organizing, a dinner party or something, or going out for dinner, and having, or a birthday party that was, that you may not have been able to have because of lockdown, say, or whatever, and joining it with somebody else, so another birthday person's birthday. So there's something about, just, looking outside of the square or outside of the box. But it's also about you, like, finding some, having a bit of a laugh about things, and not being so serious about things, and taking action, and actually getting something moving. With this female queen energy there, it's like, so there may be, once again, an older female energy that's around some of you. Or even an Aries, a fire energy that's around you, that's maybe there to help you to, to help you with that, basically, or bring that about, or going to help you organize something even. But either that, there's something about, you're the one that's doing it. So maybe you and another fire energy that's there, or water sign there. It's kind of, whatever. Just have a look, explore that, because there's a lot of very different variables there. So I feel like that's what they're trying to talk about too, is like trying to say is there are a lot of variables out there in order to get to, to be, to shift your energy, basically, to be in a more happier, spontaneous, genuinely happy space, in there. So that's really pretty cool. So, next month feels a little bit, bringing out some, shifting that energy and bringing a little bit more love, a little bit more laughter, a little bit more joy and happiness in there, and happy thoughts. Cool. It's okay to be different is the last card here. You don't need to be like everyone else. You're perfect as you are. So, and this is the thing. There may be something that's what all this is about, is like, you may be like being in that doubtful space, or that just been in a funny little space where you've not really been able to, in a way, because of some things that have happened in the recent past or the distant past, and that some things may have been accumulating, and it's like you've maybe, with some decisions that you've made, and it's like, and sometimes we make, decisions and that are different to what other people make, and that's okay. But it's doing whatever we feel right is right for us at that time, and or later, or before, whatever that is. But there's something about, and sometimes I'm hearing, like, not everybody, because I'm hearing something about family there, it's okay to be different, but this is, if we were all the same, how fucking boring, like, seriously. So, there are different, we all have different personalities, and that's what, makes things, makes everything, like, blend, and, we learn from that, and it helps us to grow. Otherwise we'll be all really, like, robotic, how boring would that be? But anyway, so it's okay to be different. And I don't feel like, I'm hearing, like, not necessarily feeling like you have to justify yourself as well. So for some of the actions that you've taken, and, not necessarily, but if you, and it's not about, because I'm just hearing, it's not about justifying yourself as well, but it's about, it's okay to be different. It's okay to do things differently than others, because there's more than one way to do something. Not everybody cooks lasagna this way or that way. We all have different taste buds, so it's like we're all going to be different anyway. So anyway, but there's sense of, this Ten of Pentacles comes out is the underneath here, so it talks about, something coming together. So you may have a different way, a different type of employment, and some people might say, go and get a real job, but it's bringing in the dough. So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like thinking outside the square. This is your walk, this is your life, and this is your journey. Is where they're going into as to how you get to this place here of success. So, and that's something about, like, about you're working hard. So there may be something where you may be feeling a little bit slack and on top of yourself and and others maybe, like, bringing in this different thoughts and feelings, up that through thinking that way. And it may be, I'm hearing some of you, is it's like, maybe like going into that funny little space that, about somebody else being different. So there's an indifference there as well. So they just pop that in there. So there's something about reflective about that. You're needing to look at yourself if somebody's pushing your buttons. But I do feel like this is here, the Ten of Pentacles has come. So there's something that's coming together. And it's going to take a little bit of hard work. And so this could be to do with your health and your wealth and your income or a job or something that's shifting that, may have been. But there's something that's coming together because the 10 is here and you're at the end of a cycle with whatever is going on and enabling you to move into something new. Now, it's like, whether that's a course or something that you've been doing, or you've gone through a course of action in some way, where you've worked really hard, and you're getting it in diligently, they're talking, but also smart and clever in a way. So however that rolls for you, because we got that, I thought that was an L, but it's not, it's something else. But it looked like an L the way that was sitting there, but it's not on this box, here on this chest. But there's something moving anyway, and moving towards this, like things coming together financially, or something to do with your health, like I say, or family coming together. There could be the whole kit and caboodle, where there's and moving into the next stage of something else. So this could be on that, emotional level, on a, the way that you're thinking level, and or a physical level as well, like all three. So then we have the Two of Wands here, which I want to put right in the middle here. So there's the Two of Wands, is, this is about you, about, like juggling things that could be like that, but I just feel like juggling energy, but like you more so like deciding how you're going to implement this idea. So if the Ace of Wands was here, where to now, taking that next steps is like looking out into the next, where am I going to go now? So they're talking about that with that one. And that's interesting. I wanted to shuffle, and I thought, well, no, I need to. So there's some sort of movement, as you're moving along there. So it's like, okay, I feel like you've kind of got an idea, for the most part of it, most of you. But as you're going along, that will come, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to move now. Now we have the Eight of Swords, because a lot of this is about self-restriction, okay? Restricting yourself with the Eight of Swords, and not, letting yourself free, the swords are there. You can, maybe there is something there, but you can move yourself out of it. So some of it will be of your own, it will all be of your own doing, because it's all of our own doing, and some majority of, or a good portion of it, and there will be something else there as well. But it's like at the end of the day, and there may be something there, but it's like I can feel and see, like what this card talks about, there's a gap there, like there's a window open, and like that looks like she's, the swords are down there, but they're not touching her. So she can climb out that window. There's a bigger gap there, or she can walk through that door. It's not, there's something like it's just hanging over you, but it's not letting whatever hang over you get to you. It's like you can move through it. So that's where they're talking about this one here. So it's pretty much, self-restriction. So setting yourself free, my amazing people there. Hermit, okay, going within. So you may have been feeling a little bit like hermitish, and tucking yourself away. So, and not forever. It's good to like go within, but they're talking about like going within as in like taking some time out to like contemplate about what is going on. Not necessarily like locking yourself inside. It can be a bit like that sometimes, and sometimes we do need to like just hang around home and relax, and so we can contemplate what's going on and process what that is all about, but not forever. So 9 here, it's number 9. So there is something like, and even though that's like the term that you're pulling, it's like often we can tuck ourselves away, but it's also about, the 9 is about bringing things together. So, and that's what the Hermit is doing. that gives us that opportunity. And what it talks about then is really, it's like giving, you know, ourselves a bit of time to pull it together, so we can, you know, bring together the knowledge and the wisdom that is coming through for us, so we can, okay, I got that now, and I can move on, basically. Move on into the next step, the next phase, and take that knowledge and that wisdom that through, you know, into the next step. Oopsie daisy. Okay, whoa, the Knight of Cups. So, yep, so you're moving, there's something moving there, you're moving towards something. I feel like this could be, this could be a new love for some of you, because whatever you're processing may have been, about a love energy. It could be the love of a job, the love of a business as well, and not just as in, say, a love, relationship, but there could be something in moving into a new love relationship, which is why all this hermit stuff in there and this self-restriction, maybe you've tucked yourself away, but it could be, like I said, not necessarily a person love. It's like you may have, had this amazing, job that's not amazing anymore. And so it's like, what do I do now? Where do I go? And it's like, So, and it could have been, along those lines even. So thinking outside of the square. But the Knight of Cups, there's something about either a new love coming in. So there's something new that's coming towards you. But also there's something, and looking out into the future. So, into the future of where you may want to go, and like, it's interesting that the Two of Wands has come through here, so that may be like a new, and like I say, it could be a new person, a new love in that way. It could be as in a relationship, it could be a new love within a relationship that you're already in. Like there's something about that person maybe coming towards you now, and on an emotional level, and expressing themselves, and in intuition, and even like with your intuition is being more heightened, and connecting with yourself even more on an emotional level, which is, in building a beautiful relationship on a deeper level with you, or what if, like the other example was with somebody else. So it may not necessarily be like, if you're already in a relationship, it may not necessarily be a brand new love, but that's outside of the relationship that you're already in. And it may be that there is something like a deepened connection or commitment in that way, much like the lovers in a way. But others, and that, so like I say, that could be with yourself as well, committing to like taking better care of yourself, committing to making decisions and not stressing yourself out, and committing to not getting yourself in this position here where you are allowing yourself to communicate what it is that you're thinking, feeling, and and making decisions about, so you're not getting it all clogged up here and overthinking a bit, so therefore you're being more in your power. So things like that. So anyway, laughter, moving on, the moon. So there's something, changing, things changing. And then we have the Nine of Wands here. So I want to go for the Nine of Wands here. So something is definitely moving. So I feel like you're coming to the end of a cycle where you're going to allow yourself to, to have more fun. And then so you can move into this Queen of Wands energy here to create your magic and start, taking action or moving towards what it is that you do want rather than what you don't want, and then making things happen, basically not forcing, but taking action and putting things into place, and then taking the next step towards what it is. So the Nine of Wands there, it's like, winding things up, bringing things together, moving into the 10, and not letting other things, bits and pieces, weigh you down. It's like, so you can get moving into the next phase. The moon here, it's okay to be different, and there's 10 of Pentacles. So there's a lot of energy. The moon card talks to me about energy changing, and just things, changes are happening. And, when the moon cycles go, when the moon moves through its cycle, things change, energy changes. And so this is where they're talking about, so, to get you to where this place is. So just go with the flow, and, and there are different times, like, when your energy is going to be, lifted and, out there and wanting to move. So it's like, make the use of that time and that energy. So maybe good idea to have a look at what the moon calendar's about, or the maramataka if you're Māori, or even European. Check that one out as well. But it's not in line with, as per se, the Gregorian calendar. So it's like, and you'll have whatever culture you are from, and because there's Irish on my side, and I'm pretty sure they've got, they'll be having have a calendar of their own, and would have been planting and doing things and creating things and what have you along the lines of with the energy of where the moon cycles are. So, and so it's like just checking that out from your indigenously, but also whatever calendar that you respond to, or resonate with. But I'm hearing the word more respond to, like connect with or resonate with as well. So anyway, yeah, check out that moon cycle, because it's like amazing. But the moon really talks about changes. It changes coming and changes going, changes in energy. So it's like listening to those the energy around that as you're moving through this October, but every day, every week. Very, very helpful. So there is definitely something moving. So, just go with the flow, and, with your flow, okay to be different. Anyway, I'm going to leave that with you now, with love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, and prosperity in abundance. And I shall see you around mid-May. God, there's lots of things going. Mid-October. Bye for now.